creek. Walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons. Country kid turning to a town right heathen. Country kid turning to a town right heathen.
Hey everybody, it's Old Man Van here. Here again finally, back in the Old Man Van cave, the Old Man Van castle. Yeah, it's been a while, right? It's been well over a month, maybe a month and a half since I posted my last video. You know, I may not seem as animated as normal, and that's because Old Man Van's been going through a few things. My dad got sick, spent a few times in the hospital. He's almost 93 years old, worried about him. Then I had some issues with my house, got back from London, had shingles off the roof, so had some wind damage. Had to go through having that checked out, and at the same time, I had other things around my house I needed to get fixed, and I just decided I'm going to go all in, get it all done. New roof, new chimney, which my chimney was starting to crumble, new siding, a new deck. My deck was about to fall down, so you name it, I needed to get it done. Even going to have the electrical service upgraded and my bathroom updated. So a lot of things going on, and more so than that, my running has really taken a dive. So on Father's Day, I ran the Brantford Road Race, and last year I won my age group. This year, guess what? I finished 7th in the age group. 2 miles in, I just hit the wall. I don't know. It's a 5-mile road race, and 2 miles in, and it just wasn't there. I struggled. I was almost a minute slower than last year's time, and that was telling me something's off. Something's wrong. Tried to run 2 days later on the treadmill with the lever system. And the lever is what got me through London and kept me going, even though I had a little bit of an issue. And that issue flared back up. I could tell that something was getting worse. I'm having pain in my adductors, both of my adductors and my pelvis. And it just doesn't want to go away. The lever system was allowing me to run on the treadmill most of the week, and that was taking a lot of the weight off, which was great. But then I'd go run outside, and this would come back. And I don't know what it is. I think I know what it is. And B, you know what? Obviously, I wasn't doing anything that was going to fix my problem. So right then and there, I decided I was going to take a couple of weeks off. Got off of social media. Obviously, I haven't posted a video since then. A little bit down, a little bit disappointed. Have a lot of big plans, right? And didn't look like those plans were going to go anywhere. So I told my teammates, hey, you know what? I'm going to shut it down for a couple of weeks, see if everything goes away. And that's what I did. In fact, I shut it down for almost 3 weeks. Last week, after 3 full weeks off, no running, just doing some yard work, you know, going to see my dad, dealing with contractors. I hopped on the treadmill, took about 29 pounds off. Immediately, I was having pain in my left adductor. Immediately. Right then and there, I'm like, this is not good. The rest didn't work. I need to go to the doctor. Well, I went to the doctor this past Thursday. He looked at me, checked me out. Thankfully, there's no sports hernia or anything like that, but he asked me what I thought it was, and this is my GP. And I said, you know, I think it may be a case of something called osteitis pubis, right? I hate that term. I hate the word pubis. Osteitis pubis is inflammation of the pubic symphysis where your pubic bone goes together. I thought that I could manage it. It's been kind of there for a year or so. I would, you know, go easy and it would kind of subside and I'd be able to get my runs in. And then with the treadmill and the lever system and doing some pool running, that would help. But it's never fully resolved, and now it's getting worse with all of the racing I've been doing, all of the marathon training back to back to back to back. And so he says to me, he says, you know what? I think you might be right. I think you might be right. He says, I don't see it that often. I think I need to send you to a sports medicine specialist. He didn't quite know if there was anyone that had a lot of experience with this, so he told me he would call around. He also told me I should get an MRI to get a conclusive diagnosis, and I said, absolutely. I need to find out what this is. I also asked him what my options were, and he said, well, best thing to do is to rest. And I said, well, how long? And he goes, I said, what, a month, 2 months? He said, maybe 2 to 3 months. Well, 2 to 3 months means no running the 50th Marine Corps Marathon in October. So I said, are there any other options? And he said, well, you might be able to get a steroid injection. I'm going to ask around to some of my sports medicine friends and find out somebody, who can deal with this sort of situation. He said, so that might be a solution. I also asked him about something called prolotherapy, which one of the stem cell institutes around here does. It's not stem cells, but the prolotherapy is basically an injection of dextrose solution and lidocaine. And what it does is it prompts, the area that it's injected to heal. It basically sends the message that it's injured, and it speeds up the healing process and gets you back to normal much quicker. So he said he hadn't heard much about that. I've done some research on it, and supposedly if it is this condition, that's something that might be an option. I know there's a place here in Connecticut that does it, and maybe that's a second option. Well, anyway, he called me back and told me he did find one of his sports medicine colleagues that does deal with this, is willing to see me. So I'm going to get the MRI. Haven't had it scheduled. I'm going to, call them tomorrow and try to get a definitive date. I'm going to have the MRI. I'm going to get that done. Then I'm going to go see that sports medicine specialist. My GP said, he said he would be willing to do right in the office if it comes down to that, the steroid injection. So we'll see how that works. The reality is I've only got 15 weeks until the Marine Corps Marathon, and I haven't run in a month. I've been a little depressed. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been very depressed. I had planned to run the Jack and Jill downhill marathon in the Poconos on September 12th. That's not going to happen. The 50th Marine Corps Marathon is very, very important to me. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and all of my friends from the Marine Corps Marathon and 10K Club that are going to be running it, I so much wanted to have this experience with them, and I'm really worried that's not going to happen. Maybe, if I can get back to doing some kind of exercise, maybe I won't care about my time, and maybe I'll go anyway and run it. That might be an option so that I can at least do it and see all my friends down there. But I've been depressed. I've been depressed enough that I got off of social media, got off of my Facebook groups. Haven't done a video here on YouTube in well over a month. And I apologize for that, but I just had to focus on some other things, focus on myself, focus on, dealing with everything that was happening. Not knowing how my dad was doing was really scary for me. My mom passed away a few years ago, and the thought of potentially losing my dad here was scaring the heck out of me. So I apologize for kind of going radio silent over the last month plus, and I'll try to keep you posted, right? This is a condition, if it's confirmed, that a lot of runners have, relatively common with runners, soccer players, things like that. But it keeps me from being comfortable and being able to run, the miles I want to run and feel good out there. So I don't want to get to the point where it physically deteriorates and then you're left with things like surgery or what have you. So I apologize for taking so long to post another video and let you all know what's going on. I'm planning, to try to keep myself motivated. I'm planning, once I go to the doctor, get that MRI, if it's confirmed to be what I think it is, do some update videos, right? Because if it's a condition that I have that maybe other runners have and maybe my experience can help, it's going to help me deal with this and also hopefully will help somebody out there. So thanks for watching this video. If you got to the end, I really do appreciate it. Thank you for that. I'm thinking that if this condition is confirmed, I'm going to continue to post videos so I can help somebody else out there that might have it and also help myself, right? It'll help me get through the disappointment and, a little bit of depression over this. And I would appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. Comments, as always. Any and all comments really does help the channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll get notified when more videos are posted. So thanks again, and remember, lace up those shoes and let's get out on the roads.
Railroad tracks run along the creek, walk 'em up and down in the summer heat. Same old boy changing like the seasons, country kid turning to a town right heathen.